All right, so getting back to the generations now, the people, going back to the parents of the 60s, like the 30s, 20s generation. Okay, they're like, in a slang, kind of like marzipan. It's like an almond paste, a delicacy. Then the 60s came around, they're kind of like a Philly cheesesteak, like a real one. Keep in mind, this is slang. Then the 90s came around, they're like a cheeseburger. And then the millennials would be like, I guess, beefaroni. Now, this is interesting at what I'm thinking about. I think this is like something that I've been thinking about why things always are a problem for an individual like me. But individuals in general, there's millions of them that have different problems. Is why it's hard to figure this thing out. It looks like I'm solving it totally. Now, if we're in the sexual recurring memory of Lucy, or a god, sexual recurring memory of a god that's like the size of Lucy, okay, it means like it just reoccurs for no damn good reason. But because it's too vast. Now, if we're in a cortex of the earth, it could be the same thing. We're just like memories that reoccur, the same damn shit differently. The same damn shit differently. I mean, when you're born again, or when you exist again, you're different, but the same events happen. What does that mean? Okay, I can explain a little. It's different for every individual. That's why we're individuals. We're individuals. Well, it helps to solve it for one individual because it gets to be it goes to like a logos that can be saw. So the Bible's like read the most in the world because it's a logos too in the Bible. That's why Greek and Roman satires and mythology are read a lot throughout the world because there's logoses to the philosophers, there's logoses to Plato, Horace, etc. Physics books, there's logoses. So logos is a modus operandi or a way of thinking about something that can click and make sense. Now, my logos is methodical and it takes very long to solve anything. Slow learner, but effective, thorough, and fully can comprehend the answer. What I'm saying in this story is people in my perspective only never pay me and want me to be a whore. Like at least that. At least. I never do that. Then I'm an artist who writes, plays music, and paints and draws. They hate that, like it. I'll tell you the hierarchy of my problem. Why do you think people who never encountered me at all, ever, feel the same way? Just by looking at me, I can see a million years in their eyes. Okay, when you see a million years in people's eyes, this has been going on a long time, not just from one incarnation. That's just the first answer. It's not just me. It's who I've been throughout the course of the whole, whatever it is, the whole racetrack, I think, with some kind of massive, elaborate maze type racetrack that people are all in. And now when you deal with who I've been throughout the eternities, it looks like someone who remains out of the picture and is directly in line. The thing is, I get further that way and they don't know how that happens. But then it's not that line. Then it's another line like this, like Jesus, right? But I'm not talking about that only. I think something very peculiar happens in erratic fashion with me that I've grown accustomed to this incarnation. I think I've known a lot throughout time, periodically, sporadically, erratically, not predictably. And I think that's another reason why not predictable ever. That's another answer. The problem is, look, it goes to a cascade eventually of an ice lake, vast one, like Lake Sebago, the Great Lakes. Freezes right over. Maybe it does. It gets so cascade clear too to people why they like me, what I can offer, who I would be this time. It looks like a complicated thing that's like a snake too. But what happens though, the languages don't matter after a certain point. The languages don't matter. English, any language. It looks like what the agenda is why. Every incarnation, what's the agenda? Now, what I said, if we're in the sexual, reoccurring memory of God or the planet, or of something powerful, more powerful than us, then what does that mean as the main answer? But what is the detail of the main answer? For me, okay. Looks like anything I encounter feels the same way, eventually or immediately. What does that besides me? I've seen exactly what. It looks like the simplest thing that anything could really fathom. It looks like there's a quality, and I can never know about it either. I can never really know for a fact. Witness it, understand it, know it. These things are the replicates of me, the replicates, totally. Then this whole story boils down to some kind of matter that can equate. Usually I'm pretty much fine, just in the beginning of karma here, I had money. Then after I was known, I didn't. Happens to a lot of people. As soon as you get known anywhere, that's why. Enigmatic is why. That's really why. If you're unknown, you can make money. That's why. Doesn't matter what I look like, doesn't matter anything. As soon as some individuals get known, boom, boom, over. But look, the comedy is this. It all gets washed away eventually by rivers, lakes, streams, oceans, rain. It gets washed away, but it's still there. Not with me. I wash it off me. What I'm worried about the most is, what do you think I know that happens all the time? Maybe even to me without my knowledge. That's a comment.